Page 112. 3. The delay in the FBI's transmission of the Steele reports to the Crossfire Hurricane investigators. The office endeavored to account for the nearly 75 days between when Handling Agent 1 received the initial report from Steele in London and when the reports ultimately were passed to the Crossfire Hurricane team at FBI headquarters. As discussed more fully below, these issues remain unresolved, and the office has not received a satisfactory explanation that would account for the unwarranted delay. The FBI possessed the earliest Steele reporting claiming Russian efforts to assist the Trump campaign more than 3 weeks prior to the receipt of the information provided by the Australian diplomats concerning George Papadopoulos and the opening of the Crossfire Hurricane investigation on July 31, 2016. The office's investigation has revealed that, taken in its most favorable light to the FBI, the initial reports provided by Steele to Handling Agent 1 in London on July 5, 2016, and then later in July 2016, met an inexplicable FBI bureaucratic delay. As a consequence, the reports were not disseminated in a manner that would have allowed experienced FBI intelligence experts to an early opportunity to examine the reports and subject them to appropriate analysis and scrutiny. The failure to act resulted in a gap in time of approximately 75 days from when Steele initially shared his first report with the FBI on July 5, 2016 and September 19, 2016, when the Crossfire Hurricane investigators appeared to have received 6 of the Steele reports. Despite the lack of any corroboration of the report's sensational allegations, however, in short order, portions of 4 of the reports were included in the initial Carter Page FISA application without any further verification or corroboration of the allegations contained therein. Due to conflicting recollections of those involved, significant gaps exist in our understanding of how and why this delay occurred in analyzing Steele's reports. As discussed above, after meeting Steele in London on July 5, 2016, Handling Agent 1 returned to Rome with Steele's first report, Report 2016-080. Handling Agent 1 told the office that he informed his immediate supervisor, Italy Legat 1, about the Steele reporting, which led to a conversation about what to do with the report. Handling Agent 1 informed Italy Legat 1 that he intended to contact trusted colleagues in the New York field office for advice. In his interview with the OIG, Steele stated that he recontacted Handling Agent 1 approximately 1 week after their initial meeting on July 5, 2016, to inquire if Handling Agent 1 was interested in receiving additional reports that Steele had prepared. Thereafter, Steele emailed Handling Agent 1 his second report, 2016-94. On July 13, 2016, 1 week after receiving the initial Steele report in London, Handling Agent 1 spoke to New York Field Office ASAC 1 to inform him of the reporting and to ask for guidance. Page 113. During that call, Handling Agent 1 summarized his July 5th meeting with Steele and Report 2016-080. New York Field Office ASAC 1 told the office that he was unsure of what to do about the Steele report, but that he verbally informed both his New York Field Office supervisor, Criminal SAC Michael Harpster, and New York Field Office Chief Division Counsel 1 of the Steele reporting and requested their guidance. New York Field Office ASAC 1 believed that by informing SAC Harpster, he was effectively placing the information in the right hands. According to New York Field Office ASAC 1, New York Field Office Chief Division Counsel 1 assigned an Assistant Division Counsel, New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1, to handle the matter. No follow-up activity appears to have occurred between the New York Field Office and Handling Agent 1 until New York Field Office ASAC 1 called Handling Agent 1 on July 28, 2016, at which time he asked Handling Agent 1 to send the Steele reports to him. New York Field Office ASAC 1 could not recall the reason for the 2-week delay between his July 13th and July 28th calls with Handling Agent 1. For his part, Handling Agent 1 recalled that on July 28th call, New York Field Office ASAC 1 advised him that the FBI leadership, including the FBI headquarters official at the Executive Assistant Director level, was now aware of the existence of the reports. That same day, Handling Agent 1 forwarded to New York Field Office ASAC 1 Steele's reports 2016-080 and 2016-94. A few hours after receiving the reports, New York Field Office ASAC 1 forwarded them to SAC Michael Harpster. Harpster initially told the office that he recalled receiving the reports from New York Field Office ASAC 1, but not read them in order to avoid taint issues with respect to the Clinton Foundation matter that he was overseeing. Harpster recalled, however, that he immediately forwarded the reports to his supervisor, Assistant Director in Charge, ADIC Diego Rodriguez. Harpster told the office that he had no other involvement with the Steele reports after he provided them to Rodriguez, and further that he could not recall speaking with anyone else about the reporting. Page 114. According to Rodriguez, he recalled that there may have been a conversation with Harpster on this topic. The office has found no record in FBI files to indicate that the reports were emailed to Rodriguez. A review of FBI records reflects that between July 27 and July 29, 2016, SAC Harpster was visiting FBI headquarters, shadowing executive management as part of a career development opportunity. Records also reflect that on the same day he received the Steele reports from New York Field Office ASAC-1, Harpster met with several senior FBI officials at headquarters. Harpster, however, told the office that he could not remember receiving the Steele reports while at headquarters on July 28, 2016. Nevertheless, email records reflect that Harpster, in fact, received the reports from New York Field Office ASAC-1 on July 28, 2016. The email sent to New York Field Office ASAC-1 contained the message as discussed. FBI phone records also reflect multiple telephone calls between Harpster and New York Field Office ASA-1 on July 28, 2016. The first call occurred prior to transmission of the reports, and the other calls occurred following New York Field Office ASC-1's email to Harpster attaching the reports. FBI phone records also reflect on July 28, 2016 call between Harpster and Rodriguez after the reports were sent to New York Field Office ASC-1 to Harpster. Thus, the records substantially corroborate New York Field Office ASC-1's version of the events. In a second interview with the office, Harpster recollected that he sent the initial Steele report to the Criminal Cyber Response and Services Branch Executive Assistant Director EAD Randy Coleman and the Associate Executive Assistant Director AEAD David Johnson. Harpster also recalled that he met with Coleman and Johnson at headquarters on July 28, 2016. During these meetings, it appeared to Harpster that the FBI officials were already aware of the Steele reports and that EAD Coleman appeared to have engaged in previous conversations with other FBI higher-ups about the report. During their interviews with the office, neither EAD Coleman nor AEAD Johnson could recall any conversation with Harpster about the Steele reports. They did not recall receiving the reports from him. In addition to his meetings with Coleman and Johnson, Harpster was scheduled to spend the entire next day, July 29, in an executive management shadowing exercise with Deputy Director McCabe, page 115. While Harpster was at FBI headquarters, others in the New York field office were conferring internally to determine what to do with the Steele reports. On August 3, 2016, New York Field Office ASAC-1 held a meeting with New York Field Office Chief Division Counsel 1 and New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1, as well as New York Field Office Clinton Foundation Case Agent 2, who at the time was overseeing the New York Field Office portion of the fraud and corruption allegations involving the Clinton Foundation. When interviewed by the office, New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 advised that he had been asked to provide legal advice on whether the Steele reports, which he had not yet read, could be relevant to the Clinton Foundation investigation. The New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 told the office that he was effectively serving as a taint attorney to avoid potential conflicts for the New York Field Office corruption team if it were to access Steele's reporting. Shortly after this meeting, New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 had a discussion with Handling Agent 1 about the reports. On August 5, 2016, New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 received 2 Steele reports from Handling Agent 1. And on August 25, 2016, New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 had a discussion with Handling Agent 1 about Steele's role as an FBI CHS. New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 ultimately concluded that the Steele reports appeared to be related exclusively to Trump and were not relevant to the Clinton Foundation investigation. Moreover, New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 concluded that the Steele reports should be examined by FBI counterintelligence personnel. New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 subsequently met with the New York Field Office ASAC for Counterintelligence, NYFO, and New York Field Office ASAC 2. Page 116. New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 told the office that he did not provide copies of the Steele reports to New York Field Office ASAC 2 in this meeting, but that New York Field Office ASAC 2 appeared to already be familiar with the reports. On August 29, 2016, New York Field Office ASAC 2 contacted Case Agent 1, one of the principal agents assigned to Crossfire Hurricanes, stating, "We have a taint team in place up here. I'm trying to get this reporting released to you so you guys can see it. Just briefed today. On September 1, 2016, New York Field Office ASAC2 connected New York Field Office Assistant Division 1 with Case Agent 1 and Supervisory Special Agent 1. In his email to Supervisory Special Agent 1, Case Agent 1 and New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1, New York Field Office ASA2 explained, New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 has some information that I believe may directly impact your Crossfire Hurricane investigation. I would like New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 to contact your team and deconflict the reporting. On September 2, 2016, New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 emailed Handling Agent 1, New York Field Office ASA2, and New York Field Office ASAC1 stating, I spoke to Supervisory Special Agent 1 briefly yesterday evening. Supervisory Special Agent 1 has an open matter that touches upon what the CHS provided to you. We decided that he should create a subfile in the matter to serve as a repository for the information the CHS provided to you. It is my understanding that he did this last night. However, Supervisory Special Agent 1 confirmed that Handling Agent 1 was unable to upload the reporting to the case file until September 13, 2016. In his email of the same date to Handling Agent 1, New York Field Office Assistant Division Counsel 1 and Special Agent 2, Supervisory Special Agent 1, notified Handling Agent 1 in Rome that he, Handling Agent 1, had been added as a case participant to the restricted case file. Supervisory Special Agent 1 followed this with an apology, quote, for not getting this to you earlier, but the initial email I sent almost 10 days ago had a hang fire and didn't go out. Also of note is the fact that on August 22, 2016, Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS asked DOJ official Bruce Orr to call him. Approximately 1 hour later, Orr emailed Handling Agent 1 wanting to, quote, check in. Page 117. Orr and Handling Agent 1 planned to speak by phone on August 24, 2016. During the call, Orr inquired if the FBI was going to do anything with the information contained in the Steele reports. Handling Agent 1 told Orr that a group at FBI headquarters was working on them. In multiple interviews with both the office and the OIG, Supervisory Special Agent 1 stated that he was instructed to call New York Field Office Assistant Division 1 by Deputy Director McCabe following a briefing at FBI headquarters on August 25, 2016. According to Supervisory Special Agent 1, McCabe directed him, Supervisory Special Agent 1, to reach out to the New York Field Office. In context, McCabe had attended a retirement party in New York City for ADIC Rodriguez the night before. When interviewed by the OIG, however, McCabe stated that he did not recall giving advice to Supervisory Special Agent 1 to call New York Field Office. Ultimately, FBI records reflect that it was not until September 19, 2016 that the Crossfire Hurricane team at FBI headquarters actually received the first 6 Steele reports. These reports were sent to Supervisory Special Agent 1 by Handling Agent 1, some 75 days after Handling Agent 1 first received the initial report from Steele in London. The delayed dissemination within the FBI of a sensational information contained in the Steele report is both perplexing and troubling. Indeed, the failure of recollection by FBI personnel concerning the matter certainly raises the question of whether the FBI had misgivings from the start about the provenance and reliability of the Steele reports. Nevertheless, within 2 days of their eventual receipt by the Crossfire Hurricane team, information from 4 of the Steele reports were being used to support probable cause in the initial FISA application on Carter Page. Page 118. 4. The September 23, 2016 Yahoo News article. On September 23, 2016, Michael Isikoff published his article in Yahoo News titled, U.S. Intel Officials Probe Ties Between Trump Advisor and Kremlin. The article detailed Carter Page's alleged meetings in July 2016 with Igor Sechin, chairman of Russian energy conglomerate Rosneft, and Igor Devyakin, a senior official in the Russian presidential administration. The article contained information that was nearly identical to Steele Report 2016-94. The information in the article allegedly came from a well-placed Western intelligence source and had been confirmed by a senior U.S. law enforcement official. A review of communications between and amongst Crossfire Hurricane personnel revealed that senior investigators, including Case Agent 1 and Supervisory Special Agent 1, believed the Western intelligence source was Steele. Further, a review of communications also revealed that members of the investigative team expressed disappointment that Steele had provided the information to the media, believing justifiably that such an action would put the Page FISA application in jeopardy. As discussed in more detail below, until late in the process, several drafts of the Page FISA application contained a footnote that explicitly attributed the information in Yahoo News article to Steele. 5. The October meeting was still in Rome. On October 3, 2016, Special Agent 2, Acting Section Chief 1, and SIA Brian Otten traveled to Rome, Italy to meet with Handling Agent 1 and Steele. During this meeting, the interviewers informed Steele in sum that the FBI might be willing to pay Steele in excess of $1 million if he could provide corroborating evidence of the allegations contained in his reporting. The FBI also admonished Steele about the need to have an exclusive reporting relationship with the FBI, because by this time the FBI had been made aware of the fact that Steele had also been providing his reports to the State Department through his acquaintance, State Department official Jonathan Weiner. In return, Weiner had been providing the reports to, among others, then U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for European and Eurasian Affairs Victoria Nuland, a confidant and former Secretary of State Clinton. Notwithstanding these red flags, when interviewed by the office, neither Otten nor Special Agent 2 had any recollection of addressing the Yahoo News concerns with Steele. Further, both Otten and Special Agent 2 drafted summaries of the October 2016 meeting with Steele, and neither summary addressed concerns about Yahoo News articles on whether the issue had even been raised with Steele. Page 119. Otten's summary provided, among others, the following pertinent facts. Steele had one primary subsource who traveled frequently in Russia. Most of the primary subsource's contacts appeared to be unwitting of where their information was going. Steele's primary subsource had personal contact with Sergei Milyan. Milyan appeared to be Source E, referenced in Report 2016-095, and was possibly Source D in Report 2016-080. Steele provided the FBI with the names of 4 U.S. citizens who may have information regarding Russia-Trump: Charles Dolan, U.S. Person 1, U.S. Person 2, and U.S. Person 3. Steele reiterated that Russian presidential administration spokesman Dmitry Peskov was heavily involved in the Russia-Trump operation. 6. The draft page FISA applications, Yahoo News. In late September 2016, OI Attorney 1 received a draft copy of the initial Carter page FISA application from FBI OGC attorney Kevin Kleinsmith. This draft copy included information contained in the Steele reports that first had been provided to Crossfire Hurricane Team on September 19, 2016. On October 2, 2016, OI Attorney 1 emailed a revised draft FISA application to Case Agent 1, Otten, Supervisory Special Agent 1, OGC Attorneys Kleinsmith, and FBI OGC Unit Chief 1, and OI Unit Chief 1. And embedded in this draft FISA application was a question regarding the FBI's assessment of Yahoo News article, in particular, whether Steele had been the source for the article. OI Unit Chief 1 told the office that, prior to that draft being sent, he was so certain that Steele was a source of Yahoo News leak that he included the information in a footnote of the draft application. Case 1 responded to OI Attorney 1's email in sum that it was the FBI's assessment that the Yahoo News information had indeed come from Steele. Page 20. Following the Rome trip, several additional drafts of the page FISA application were circulated between the FBI and OI. Throughout these drafts, a footnote stated in sum that Source 1, Steele, had been the well-placed Western intelligence source referenced in the Yahoo News article, but that Steele had been admonished by the FBI and that going forward, Source 1 would have an exclusive relationship with the FBI. Notwithstanding this footnote, Deputy Assistant Attorney General Evans continued to have questions about Steele's decision to speak with the press about the same information that he had provided to the FBI. Evans wanted further clarification on whether Steele's decision to speak with the press indicated a potential bias. On October 14, 2016, Special Agent 2 emailed OI Attorney 1 and stated that Steele had not previously mentioned the leak to Yahoo News and only acknowledged it when the FBI brought it up on October 4. This email is directly contradictory to what Otten and Special Agent 2 told the office during the interviews. The example, that Yahoo News leak had not been raised with Steele. Despite being interviewed about this issue on 2 separate occasions by the office, Special Agent 2 did not provide a satisfactory response to explain the contradiction between his memory of October 3, 2016 meeting with Steele and his October 14, 2016 email to OI Attorney 1. The confusing nature of Special Agent 2's email was not lost on OI Attorney 1. Indeed, later on October 14, OI Attorney 1 sent an email to his supervisor, OI Unit Chief 1, which stated in part, "I am waiting to hear back from first name of Case Agent 1, but my super keen investigative skills tell me, based on FBI's early comment that only mention of the leak is source number 1, has not mentioned the leak and only acknowledges it when the FBI brought it up October 4. They never asked, and I don't want to ask. October 14, 2016. OI Attorney 1 circulated a document titled Source Number 1 Footnote Update Version 2 DocX and informed the recipients that the document lists the discrepancies we provide in the application about Source 1, page 121. The last paragraph of the footnote provided the following. As discussed above, Source Number 1 was hired by a business associate and contacts Glenn Simpson to conduct research to candidate number 1's ties to Russia. Source Number 1 provided the results of his research to the business associate, and the FBI assesses that the business associate likely provided this information to the law firm that hired the business associate in the first place. Given that the information contained in the September 23 news article generally matches the information about Page that Source Number 1 discovered during her research, the FBI assesses that Source Number 1's business associate or the law firm that hired the business associate likely provided this information to the press. Later that day, OI Attorney 1 circulated a new draft of the FISA application containing the Source Number 1 footnote he provided earlier. This version of the FISA application was then sent to the Office of the Deputy Director General, ODAG, for review. On October 17, 2016, OI Unit Chief 1 circulated follow-up questions to the FBI that had come from ODAG's review of the updated draft application. One question centered on reconciling the disparity between the current Source Number 1 footnote, now attributing the leak to Fusion GPS or the Clinton campaign's law firm, with the actual language of the article, example, that the information in the article came directly from a well-placed Western intelligence source. Later that evening, Case Agent 1, Supervisory Special Agent 1, and others called OI Unit Chief 1 on the FBI's top-secret link system, the FBI's voice chat platform. This call lasted approximately 16 minutes. Following the call, Supervisory Special Agent 1 emailed OI Unit Chief 1 and stated in sum that the FBI had addressed all open questions. OI Unit Chief 1 responded to the Supervisory Special Agent 1's email and confirmed that all the department's questions had been answered. In their interviews with the office, however, Supervisory Special Agent 1 and OI Unit Chief 1 had no recollection of what was said in the conversation that changed the FBI's assessment that Steele was the source for Yahoo News' article. This failure of recollection on an important issue for ODAG is troubling and made the office's potential prosecution of the matter unattainable. Page 122. On October 18, 2016, OI Attorney 1 emailed Case Agent 1 and Klein Smith an updated draft of the Page FISA application. The Source Number 1 footnote now provided in part and with new language in italics the following. As discussed above, Source Number 1 was hired by a business associate to conduct research into candidate 1's ties to Russia. Source Number 1 provided the results of his research to the business associate, and the FBI assesses that the business associate likely provided this information to the law firm that hired business associate in the first place. The emphasis is not mine. Source Number 1 told the FBI that she only provided this information in the business associate and the FBI. Given that the information contained in the September 3 news article generally matches the information about Page that Source Number 1 discovered during his research, the FBI assesses that Source Number 1's business associate or law firm that hired the business associate likely provided this information to the press. Emphasis is not mine. The FBI also assesses that whoever gave the information to the press stated that the information was provided by a well-placed Western intelligence source. The FBI does not believe that Source Number 1 directly provided this information to the press. In fact, by the time the FBI knew that the statement Source Number 1 told the FBI that she only provided this information to the business associate and the FBI, in itself was not accurate because the FBI was aware that Steele had already provided the reports to the State Department. Footnote 18 of the final signed October 2016 FISA application contained the identical language as included in the above October 18, 2016 draft. The office did not receive a satisfactory answer as to the question of why the FBI initially believed that Steele provided the information directly to Yahoo News and then subsequently came to believe that Fusion GPS and or the Clinton campaign's law firm provided the information to Yahoo News. On September 23, 2016 article itself says that a well-placed Western intelligence source told Yahoo News about the intelligence reports. And one would conclude, assuming that the article is accurate, that the information came directly from the source and not from a law firm, a business associate, or other person. And in fact, Steele later admitted to the OIG that in September and October 2016, He and others from Fusion GPS provided journalists, including Yahoo News, with the allegations against Page. Why did the FBI's assessment change? No FBI or department employee was able to provide the office with an explanation as to why the analysis changed, nor do any of the individuals interviewed recall discussions about it. Page 123. In his interview with the office, Otten had no recollection of who told him that Steele was not the source of the Yahoo News article, but Otten said his contemporaneous understanding at the time of the Rome meeting was that Handling Agent 1 had provided that information. Handling Agent 1, however, emphatically denied asking Steele about the Yahoo News article and stated that his role in the October 2016 meeting was simply to make introductions. Given Steele's interactions with Yahoo News, the questions about his potential bias raised by Evans and the ADAG were completely justified. It seems reasonable to surmise that the FBI's assessment of the Yahoo News article radically changed in order to protect the FISA application. Again, not a single FBI employee who participated in the October 3, 2016 meeting with Steele, no other employees with whom we spoke who assisted in drafting the initial FISA application, no OI Unit Chief 1 had any recollection of why the FBI's assessment changed. For his part, OI Attorney 1 told the office that he deferred to the FBI's assessment of the Yahoo News issue because the FBI was the owner of the facts. OI Attorney 1 also recalled that the FBI was constantly pressuring OI to advance the FISA. As mentioned above, OI Attorney 1 recalled Kleinsmith informing him, OI Attorney 1, that Director Comey wants to know what's going on and that the deputy director asked who the FBI needed to speak with at the department to get it going. OI Attorney 1 opined that in hindsight, he should have been less deferential to the FBI given his concerns about the validity of the assessment. OI Unit Chief 1 told the office that, in hindsight, the FBI's change in assessment regarding Yahoo News was curious. OI Unit Chief 1 stated that at the time the FBI's evolution on the assessment made sense to him. Nonetheless, OI Unit Chief 1 told the office that it would be troubling if the FBI had never asked Steele about his role in the Yahoo News leak, which no one apparently ever did.